Once you start waking up, you realize that the world is insane. And if you keep going and keep researching into things and you keep awakening, you realize that it's insane on purpose. All the wars that have happened throughout history were not by accident. There are people who orchestrate wars and benefit from us fighting amongst each other. And the deeper you look, the more you realize that almost everything is inverted. The world is basically upside down. The people we're told to trust are often the ones doing the most damage. The systems that we depend on, education, media, government, they're not designed to free your mind. They're designed to keep you distracted, divided, and dependent. It's all a game, and we're born into it. We're never taught the rules, but we're just told to obey. Why is sickness more profitable than health? Why is the truth labeled as misinformation? And why do lies get promoted on the news and in the movies and in documentaries? It's not a mistake. It's on purpose. You see, when people are confused and scared, they are much easier to control. Like in 2020, for example, when there was this pandemic, in quotes, and on TV, when you watch the news, all there was fear.
Many hospitals are overwhelmed.
They were doing this because they knew that it's much easier to control people when they're afraid. Just like they know that when people are afraid, they get sick much more easily. On one hand, they know that when people are afraid, their immune system isn't as strong as it usually is. And on the other hand, they know that if people are afraid, they're much easier to control, and they purposely made people afraid. And this has been revealed several times where it was found out that governments around the world worked with scientists and psychologists to find ways of making people more afraid. So the chaos isn't random, all the crazy things happening in the world. They're all engineered. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. But the moment you wake up, you can stop playing their game. But you have to first understand that there is a game being played. If you're already at a level of consciousness where you understand that everything is one and the world basically isn't real, then you have to wonder, why is the world the way it is then? If everything is one and everything is all love and consciousness, there has to be a reason for it. And the reason is because there are people in the world, the people who control and write the script to this movie, who understand that we're all consciousness, and they understand how the mind works, and they know that if they influence the mind, they can influence the consciousness and get it to behave in ways that they want it to behave. You see, the real power behind what's going on in the world is within secret societies like the Freemasons, Skull and Bone Society, and so on. And all these secret societies combined together are the so-called, which means the illuminated ones. They see themselves as illuminated because they have the knowledge that 99.9% of the population has no idea about, like mind control and the true nature of reality that I was just talking about, how everything is consciousness, and if you can control people's minds, you can get the consciousness to behave in ways that you want it to. They use symbols, rituals, and ancient knowledge to manipulate reality from behind the scenes. That's why you see the same symbols pop up in music videos, corporate logos, and even on government buildings. It's not a coincidence. It's communication. It's language of control, and it's being spoken right in front of us. Meanwhile, we're trained to laugh it off as a conspiracy theory, so we never question the puppet masters pulling the strings. These people don't think like the average person. They operate generations ahead, planning events decades in advance. To them, the world is basically a giant chessboard, and most of us are just pawns. But the craziest part of all this is their system can only exist as long as people believe in it and as long as they give their consent to it. So the powers that be work to keep people ignorant. They keep them ignorant of the truth. This makes them so much more easier to control, just like making them afraid does. That is why people waking up is so dangerous to them. They don't want people to awaken because once people awaken, they start to see through the illusion. And once they start seeing through the illusion, they realize that the whole system is only being held up through our belief in it. If humanity collectively knew that authority is an illusion and government is illegitimate, they wouldn't believe in it, and therefore they wouldn't do what authority tells them. And if all humans do that, authority has no power. And if you understand that individually, even if everyone else is complying with their own enslavement and their enslavement of their children, it's still up to you to not comply with the system because you can see the truth, and you also have the courage because you understand that you are consciousness. So why does consciousness need to listen to some illusion, to an expression of the ego telling it what to do? It's absurd. But you only understand this once you start awakening.